everybody. In case you missed it when Tonya mentioned it earlier, my name is Dawn Chafe, and I am the co-owner of Atlantic Business Magazine. And this is our first time hosting these awards here in Moncton, and we're really pleased to be here, so thanks so much. And even though this is just our 4th year doing the Most Powerful Women in Business Awards, it is rapidly becoming my favorite time of the year. And I look out at this audience and I can literally feel the excitement just radiating back at me. And I have to say, you know, if NB Power and Emira and Fortis and Newfoundland Power, if they could all somehow harness the energy in this room, you talk about renewable energy. But see, I'm dangerous up here. Lucky it's just me and a microphone and this little thing. But on the topic of just, you know, powerful messaging and powering up, which is what we're doing, I want to introduce our keynote speaker. So after developing a nut allergy late in life and also being declared legally blind, this woman's response was to launch her own nut-free dessert and restaurant business. Yeah, right? Talk about making lemonade out of lemons. I mean, come on. Lemon cookies, lemon tarts, I love it. But she did it because she wanted to show herself and her children that no matter what life throws at you, you can make life work for you. And make it work she has. She is an Indigenous chef, restaurateur, devoted mother, loving wife, astute entrepreneur, and the visionary founder of A Taste of Atlantic. She has carved out a unique niche in the culinary world. She has created countless events to highlight and showcase the talent of other Indigenous chefs, creators, and businesses, and she is a champion for those living with disabilities. Please join me in welcoming the founder of Jenna's Nut-Free Dessertery, based in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenna White.
Good evening, esteemed guests and fellow trailblazers. As we gather here tonight, surrounded by the brilliance and resilience of the 25 most powerful women in business in Atlantic Canada, I am reminded of the profound impact of strong, influential women have had on shaping our world. Tonight, we celebrate not only their successes, but also the collective strength that propels us forward. I would like to take a quick moment to say something to the woman who ignited the flame and courage within me, my mom, who I'm lucky enough is here with me tonight. She instilled in me that the belief that true strength lies not in the absence of fear, but in the willingness to confront it head on. Through her actions, she taught me to seek resilience within myself, reminding me that I was always more capable than I dared to imagine. My name is Jenna White. I'm a proud citizen of the Métis Nation of Ontario that has called the Wabanaki Territory home for over 30 years. I am a wife, a mother, a chef, an entrepreneur, and a restaurateur. I started my business as a way to regain some strength and independence after 2 life-altering events. The first was developing a severe nut allergy in my early 30s. I'd put my kids to bed and sat down to indulge in a box of toffee like I had done countless times before. Except this time, I started to feel a little funny. And then all of a sudden, I could feel my body expanding. Thankfully, I live only minutes away from the hospital, and yet I still barely made it there on time. I was rushed that night right into the emergency room. The needles were in me before they even knew my name. The entire time, all I could think of was, don't panic. Panicking makes everything worse, which is a really strange thought to go through when you're going in a time of crisis, but yet that's all that kept playing in my head, and I'm pretty sure it made a difference. It's also something that I've drawn from countless times since. Until that point, I really had no idea what it was like to live with a food allergy. how hard it was to find safe food or to navigate a world that's really not designed for you. It affects not only you, but your entire household, your family, your friends, your workplace. You really look at the world around you differently. After adjusting to this new routine of reading everything you eat or bring into your home, my kids, by the way, were very unimpressed that peanut butter was a thing of the past. I was dealt another blow. I've suffered sudden sight loss. That was terrifying in its own way. I couldn't figure out why nothing looked right. Everything was clouded, nothing was clear. And I was left with what was called low vision. So technically I am legally blind. I can still see a bit. I can see colors, I can see shapes. I will not recognize you outside of this building, unfortunately. So if you do see me, yell my name. It's the only way I will recognize anybody. I can see well enough in light in dim rooms like this. I couldn't even tell you which table I was actually sitting at. To give you an idea, what most people get for clarity at 400 feet is my clarity at 20 feet corrected. So think about that for a second. On one hand, I had to read every ingredient so I don't accidentally eat something that could kill me. And then my body said, wait a second, we're not done yet. Now try to read that. It's okay to laugh. I can laugh about it now. Mind you, I definitely had a pity party for a while. It's hard not to take things personally when it feels like life's having a go. When then you realize you have 3 small children watching you. Watching me change, watching me shrink. All because of limitations due to circumstances beyond my control. It's really hard to see in those moments of darkness that your reaction and how you move forward really are in your control. And I needed them to see that no matter what life throws at you, no matter the obstacles, no matter how unpredictable it is, you can still make it work for you. You have the ability to turn adversity into opportunity. So I started my journey to take back that little piece of independence and to give back freedom to those with their nut allergies. And I started a small farmer's market booth in June 2019. I had a whole $250 to invest in myself. And that first day, it was just me and my 2 small folding tables, my homemade sign with my Métis symbol embedded right in the middle to show my pride and to honor my culture and my family. And I had a menu I didn't have much interest in selling, but I had a start. And I know many of you in this room know that sometimes that's all you need is just that start. It was really slow at the beginning, but I began to gain traction over the summer and fall. By the time winter rolled around, I began to make a name for myself. We were doing well. And I mean, if anybody's here and is in the food industry, the winter months should be your hardest months, but they were my best. And then the pandemic hit. So the market was shut down, as was I, along with countless others. At that point, no one knew what was going on. All I knew is that I had that little taste of independence, and I was not letting anything take it from me. So instead of giving up or taking it as a sign that this wasn't my time, I looked at it as another obstacle. I took that time to build out my business plan that allowed me to thrive within my limitations. My market booth had shown viability, so I moved forward with opening my first brick and mortar in June 2021, right in the middle of that global pandemic, restaurant restrictions and all. I'd like to say the pandemic was the biggest obstacle at that point, but it really wasn't. It seemed like every small step forward I took was 10 steps back. I know a lot of you in this room didn't get to where you are without facing prejudice or people literally trying to stop you from succeeding. But like many of you, I believed in my own abilities and what I was working towards, and I took action. So finally, 3 location changes later, 7 months behind schedule, more engineering reports than any which I would ever see in a lifetime, and a budget that was completely blown. That farmer's market booth had transformed into a restaurant with an on-site bakery, space for a future flour mill, and food production site. That 3,200 square foot space featured an incredible 16-foot by 9-foot mural done by a local Indigenous artist, Nellie Sapier from Tobic, who blended my culture and her culture to create something truly beautiful. Our space is bright and inviting for everyone. It was created with my own two hands alongside my incredibly supportive husband and both our families and friends. And every day I walk into my space, I'm reminded of that support system. Since then, I've added in my stone flour mill. Now I'm one of 3 people who own a flour mill in the province, which is pretty cool. And our food production started in June 2021. By June 2023, my Bannock mix was the first to market with any major grocery store chain in Turtle Island. Thank you. This may not seem like a huge accomplishment, but if you haven't looked for Indigenous food products in a grocery store, it would probably surprise you to find out that you won't find any, and if you do, it'll be 1 or 2. So this is a huge step forward. It's not only a way to share Indigenous foodways and create visibility, but it also shows that there's a demand for Indigenous food products, and that maybe one day we will see an Indigenous food section in every grocery store across Turtle Island. We added, thank you. That is something I really hope I see one day. Since then, we've added in catering, specializing in Indigenous cuisine. I'm proud to say that I've been brought all across the country to put on special culinary events and dining experiences. I've had the pleasure of bringing Bannock to the ECMA red carpet, providing Bannock experiences for people all around the world, and also participating in the World Juniors when it was in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia last year. We've been featured in many publications. One of our first ones was actually Atlantic Business Magazine, so it's really special for me to be here doing my first keynote. And I've had the pleasure of appearing on a few different TV shows as well. I believe the food is a gateway to new cultures. It gets people to the table, and it starts important conversations. It can be educational, it can be powerful, it can be transformative. And for me, it's a way to reconnect with my culture. I started our traditional meal series as a way to share Indigenous cuisine further and in new and exciting ways by offering fine dining. The success of those meal series is the true inspiration behind A Taste of the Atlantic, which is a celebration of Indigenous cuisine and culture, which I started 3 years ago. It features curated 5-course world-class dining experiences put on by Indigenous chefs from across the Atlantic. We do artist workshops and demonstrations, we have a market and powwow, and we do storytelling and more. It really is a way to uplift the Indigenous community by building bridges, by creating opportunities for people to experience it firsthand. I know we want to get on with the awards and to celebrate all these incredible women, but I just want to take a quick moment to reflect on the significance of our presence as powerful women, not only for ourselves, but for the generations to come. Our children, whether it's our daughters or sons, are the ones who will inherit the world that we are shaping today. It is crucial that they witness firsthand the power and capability inherent in women. Our daughters, it's a beacon of hope, a reminder that the path of greatness is theirs to forge, regardless of societal norms or expectations. And for our sons, it's a lesson in respect, empathy, and the recognition that true power lies not in dominance, but in the collaboration and understanding. Throughout history, matriarchs have held revered place in society across the globe. From Indigenous cultures where the women are the backbone of their communities to modern-day leadership, women have been lauded for their wisdom, intuition, and unwavering commitment to their communities. It is a legacy that we carry with us today, a testament to the strength and resilience that flows in our veins. As we stand on the shoulders of our mothers, our aunties, and our grandmothers, we recognize the multitude in ways in which they found their power. Their journeys were filled with triumphs and tribulations and have paved the way for us to stand here tonight, united in our mission to drive change and innovation in the business world. Tonight, as we honor the 25 most powerful women in business, let us celebrate not only their individual achievements, but also the collective impact of women everywhere. Let us continue to uplift and empower and inspire one another, knowing that our strength lies not only in our accomplishments, but our unwavering support to each other. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this incredible journey, and may we continue to redefine the meaning of power one step at a time. Thank you.